So, welcome everyone to this ICM special Yoga Nidra. This was not planned, but I just went ahead and taught this live at our meditation meeting in Howland. And the group thought it would be nice if I did it online tonight for Diwali and had the recording that was available for you to share afterwards. So, to help you settle, I'm going to ask everyone to take a nice organic stretch. Organic stretches are just allowing your body to move in whatever way feels appropriate in the body to really help you settle. Give you about 30 seconds for this process. And if it feels appropriate to make any sounds of letting go while you do that, please let those happen. So, today is the official celebration of Diwali. And if you're like me and grew up in the West, kind of separated from the traditions of the East in India, you might not know much about what Diwali is, other than it is a festival of lights. And I'll share with you a little bit of some of the traditional teaching on Diwali, but I always like to tell Western audiences that I feel that these messages are really very ubiquitous, right? That Diwali is celebrated in many of the traditions of the East, many of the religious and spiritual traditions of the East, in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism. And many of the different traditions have their own interpretation and regional flavors on what the Festival of Lights is indeed celebrating. The common theme is the idea of triumph of light over darkness, of good over evil, of knowledge over ignorance. And one of my favorite traditional threads in the Diwali canon is, of course, that of Sita and Ram. Many of you know I have a very ardent devotion to Sita, Ram, and Hanuman. And the lights in this festival of lights that we celebrate, one of the representations is that they lit the path back home for Sita and Ram to return to their kingdom after they were in exile for 14 years. And obviously that traditional story resonates and pings a lot for me. But if it doesn't for you, I'd like you to consider, where is a place in your life where you have been led back home? Or maybe where is an intention you might set for how the light might carry you through the darkness back to the sense of home, back to the sense of light, back to the sense of goodness that you seek. You know, our Thursday night meditation meeting, and where I just led this, was specifically done for individuals in recovery. And even though our Thursday night meeting is not a recovery specific meeting, it's largely attended by people in recovery. And this is a theme that really lights up for many of us who are on a path of recovery, having been cast in some sense of darkness for so long. Maybe seeing glimpses of light, even for those of us who have been on the path, but still feeling like there is a sense of home that is calling us, especially if we have been exiled from that place. And often that exile comes from our own shame, the responses to the horrible things that have happened to us. So as we enter into this Yoga Nidra meditation, I'm going to ask you to work with this intention of light. And knowing that you may be coming into this meditation tonight with your own sense of burden, of exile, of separation from home, separation from the source. And so spending the next 20-25 minutes or so in a Yoga Nidra meditation, we'll endeavor to reconnect with that sense of light that can lead us back to home, back to source. So, In Yoga Nidra, the eyes are traditionally closed, but you never have to close them, especially if that feels too constricting or claustrophobic for you. You never have to close the eyes. You can always do this with a soft gaze. Yoga Nidra meditation is always traditionally, so I shouldn't say always, it's traditionally done lying down. Although if lying down doesn't feel appropriate for you or it's not available for you, you can do Yoga Nidra sitting, lying on your side in some kind of gentle recline. The key is that you come into a position for the next 20 or 25 minutes where you're letting go of all effort and really embracing a sense of ease. So I'll give you a minute or so to find your perfect position. Fair warning, you might be hearing my cat Misty joining us in the back, singing along because it's typically her time to have some evening rest time with me. So another thing I may suggest is if you have a candle. I don't have traditional candles on me tonight, but I do have plenty of candles in my space. And lighting a candle might add a layer of enhancement to your sense of meditation here, especially since we're celebrating this idea of the path of lights guiding us home. There's Misty girl. Oh. Yeah. So closing the eyes or coming into a soft gaze. Allowing the mind to begin to quiet. Allowing yourself to begin to rest, to trust, and to let go. So taking a deep breath in, as is available, and then exhaling with a sigh. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale with a sigh. Inhaling. And then exhaling with a sigh. And notice the impact of that sigh in the physical body. Letting every breath draw you deeper and deeper into the heart. So now inhaling with the nose, allowing as much expansion as is possible. And then exhale, pucker your lips gently. And let the air release. Release. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. And try this now up to 5 more times, or until asked to stop, going at your own pace. So releasing any special effort with the breath, tapping in, noticing the impact of breath in the physical body. And drawing your attention and awareness now to the heart. And before we set our intention, I offer a prayer. Lead me from the unreal to the real. Lead me from darkness into the light. Lead me from death to immortality, from time-bound consciousness to the timeless state of being that I am. And noticing the light in your own heart. You may feel it shining brightly or may feel it just as a small flicker. Whatever it is, just notice that it's there, that if you are breathing, if you are here, there is a light. And the intention I will offer you tonight, or whenever you're listening to this for our practice, is simply the statement, I am light. You're free to word it however else you might need, however else might be appropriate for you. Or just accept it as it is in its simplicity as your intention. I am light. I am light. I am light. So continuing to deepen into that sense of fueling the light with our breath, with our natural connection to prana. We'll continue to work with the breath. So on an inhale, say to yourself, I am. And then on an exhale, light. Inhale, I am. Exhale, light. Inhale, I am. Exhale, light. And trying that up to 5 more times or until asked to stop. And once more, releasing any special effort with the breath. And allowing yourself now to rest in the light of prana. of life force, this river of light. That may guide you home. Lead me from the unreal to the real. Lead me from darkness into the light. And lead me from death to immortality, from time bound to timeless. So now I will invite you into the practice of rotating consciousness through the physical body. And as I say the name of a body part or area, maybe notice that area light up with awareness, with prana, with your sacred attention. So starting with the right side thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, pinky finger, palm of the hand, top of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder. Noticing your back, left shoulder, left upper arm, left elbow, forearm, wrist, top of the hand, palm of the hand, pinky finger, third finger, second finger, first finger, and thumb. Noticing the light of awareness now in the crown of the head, back of the head, forehead, all through your face, ears, throat, back of the neck. Notice light fill your chest, the physical heart, down through your stomach and intestines, wrapping around, now noticing the light in your lower back, in your waist, in your hips, and in all of the organs of light that are connected. Moving down the left side leg, noticing your upper thigh. On the left side, your left knee, shin, calf, ankle, top of the foot, bottom of the foot, pinky toe, third toe, middle toe, first toe, and your big toe. And then coming to the right side, noticing the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and pinky toe. Notice the top of the foot, the bottom of the foot, the ankle, the shin, the calf, the knee. Noticing now the thigh on the right side. And then once more drawing the attention to the physical heart. Noticing the light in the physical heart. Lead me from the unreal to the real. Lead me from darkness into the light. And lead me from time-bound consciousness to the timeless state. So now, I ask you to draw your attention to the third eye, to the space between your eyes that meet your forehead, the center of all knowing, of all seeing. And imagining that there's like a movie screen there. And I'll begin to invite in and say some images. And as I do, just allow those images to come in your awareness, seeing them until I call in the next one. A flickering candle. A lamp. Darkest night. The first crack of a sunrise over the horizon. A phoenix rising from the ashes. A path. You're walking along the path, and it becomes very dark. You may even be tired and hungry and cold. In the distance, you see a house, but it's not just any house. It's that place of home for which you've been longing. A place where you can be completely free to be the truest expression of yourself. And you see that light in the distance, but it is getting so dark. And then suddenly you notice lights, little small lights, start to illuminate your path. And with every step that you walk and with every breath that you take along the step, it's as though the lights are becoming more and more brilliant, guiding you home. Leading you home. And then once you arrive at this home of your deepest longing, you let yourself open the door. And what you find inside is peace, is love, acceptance, and affirmation. And let yourself now settle into it. Every breath taking you deeper into this sense of home. And like the candle you hold in your heart, inviting the intention once more, I am light. Or whatever wording is organic for you. Holding that intention as a prayer, as a receiving, as whatever it needs to be for you. I am the light of awareness. I am already whole. Home is within me. I am loved and lovable just as I am. Asatoma Sadagamaya Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya Marich Yorma Amritam Gamaya. Taking one more moment here to just rest with the impact of the chant of the Om, feeling into that universal Om of embrace, oneness. And now letting your breath begin to raise you to the surface of awareness. Maybe your physical body begins to move a little bit to reanimate, wiggling the fingers or toes or running the hands through the hair. Take your time with this. If you're lying down, perhaps you roll onto one side. If you're sitting, making some movements that feel nourishing in the physical body, and then gradually allowing your eyes to gently blink open, adjust back to the light in your space. If you have a candle, maybe you make deliberate intention to contact the candle or the light. And then for our closing, I will ask you to bring one or both hands to the physical heart. If you want to make prayer hands, you may. And just reminding you that as you move on from this meditation into the coming hours, into the coming days and weeks, if anybody or any force makes you feel less than, if you're tripped up or triggered into this state of reaction, know that you are empowered to replace it with your intention of I am light. and making this contact here with your physical light if you need. And I thank you very much for joining me in this Yoga Nidra meditation tonight for Diwali. If you need some extra time grounding, let yourself have it. Look around your physical space. Notice what you can see. Maybe take your hand and press it into the ground or the wall. If you have anchor or comfort objects around you, bring those in. Take your time transitioning. It's very important to do that. And in the live version of this meditation, a lot of people had curiosity and asked about the prayer that I use throughout the Nidra, the Asatoma prayer, Asatoma in English. So if you're interested, the prayer can be looked up, and there are many different chants and versions of it. And the English translation that I use throughout the Nidra: lead me from the unreal to the real, lead me from darkness into the light, lead me from death to immortality. There are many different translations and nuances in the translations that can be studied. I will say that I use that prayer as part of my morning routine every day. It's not just a Diwali prayer for me. Yet on this auspicious and festive day where we celebrate the light, it felt even more important to bring it in. Thank you very much, my friends.